custom leather hats I made for my G.I. Joes. I used some string to measure my G.I. Joe's head. Then I measured the string. I used my compass and made a circle, made a rough pattern out of thin cardboard. I cut out the pattern and taped it together. When I was happy with the way it fit, I cut the pattern apart and transferred it to leather. My pattern has 3 parts: crown top, brim, and a tapered crown. I used an awl and poked holes in the leather. I used wax string and a large needle to sew it together. This was my first hat that I made, so it was a learning experience. I decided to make another hat, so I made a pattern out of thin cardboard. This pattern has 3 parts also: the crown, this one is not tapered, crown top, and brim. I transferred it to leather and cut it out. I found some Clark extra strength thread and sewed it together. This is the first one I made. Take a closer look at it. I really like the texture of this leather. Really turned out neat. This crown part is tapered. I don't think it turned out as good as I hoped, so I might remake her a hat. This is the second hat I made. I used a thinner thread. It's actually called a quilting thread or hand sewing thread, and I did it a different style. The crown piece right here isn't tapered, it's straight up and down, or it's well, it's not tapered, as you can see in the making of it video pictures. I think that this one turned out the best. I didn't put a you see my stitching's kind of messy, but it's all a learning process. I didn't put a chin strap on it like I did the other one. I think this will be Darren's new hat. My daughter calls them adventure hats. So I gotta see what I gotta live with. I think it looks pretty cool. After I finished that video about the last hats, I ended up making another one. This is one that's made out of thicker leather than my last ones. Stitching is a bit different because it was a thicker leather. I think it looks pretty cool. I still like these soft ones though. I kind of like the way the thicker leather looks. It keeps it shaped more than the soft leather. Definitely looks better than that first hat I did. Although this one's not too bad. What do you think? Do you guys try to make hats? If so, I'd love to see some pictures of them. And if you're interested in purchasing one of these hats from me, I could custom make you one. Probably more like that one. I don't care for this one. Anyways, thanks for checking out my leather hats. A project like this starts out with a pattern. I find my patterns on Pinterest. I'll print them out and sometimes I'll alter them. Oh, by the way, you can find me on Pinterest. I have lots of boards, even one with sewing patterns. I use a pin to mark on the back side of the leather and cut it out. Sometimes I'll cut out a paper pattern and tape it together to check the fit. If the leather is thin enough, I'll just use my scissors to cut the leather. I use an awl to poke holes in the leather and hand sew the leather together. Finally finished the vests. I think they turned out really cool. I like it. Especially the texture in this vest. Really nice, goes well with his other leather goods. They weren't really too hard to make. I like this shorter one better than the longer one. Shorter one, he can carry his gear and doesn't get in the way than the longer one. Been really having fun with leather lately. The guy who made his shoulder holster rig used to go by the username Power Tom, and he sent me this shoulder holster rig. I think I'll have to try do one of those one of these times. I think it looks cool with his bandolier and his hat. When I sewed it together, I used a locking stitch, kind of different than what I used on the hats. I think they turned out really nice. Finished the vest. Made little like buttons out of some wax string. I think it turned out pretty cool. I think out of all the vest patterns, I like this one the best. Best vest. This one doesn't have any buttons or fasteners. I think it looks pretty cool. This is that older pattern. This one's just my recent pattern. I'd like to try this with a thinner leather, maybe even like a suede. I think that would look pretty cool. Because with this thicker leather, it kind of makes it look like he's wearing a pipe or something. And the rivets turned out pretty cool. Rivet thing is pretty old. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about my leather vests. If you're interested in purchasing a leather vest, we could work out some details. Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I've been wanting to get back into making some hats, and I've made a few. So I thought I'd experiment with a few other techniques making hats. This one came together pretty nicely. I glued it together, although I think I should finish the brim with something. Maybe trim it with something. Kind of how this hat is with the thread that I trimmed it with. I think it looks nice. This hat turned out pretty nicely, although the glue on top of it kind of got messy. But I kind of like the look of it. I think it really goes with Darren's outfit. This might be his new hat for a while. The leather is referred to as ostrich, or ostrich leather, although it's cowhide. It's just stamped in the version of ostrich. This hat I pinned up on one side. I think I should have finished the edge on it. I think it would have looked better. I also added a little brass stud and stuck one of my Brass Eagle Adventure Team logos to it. I think it looks pretty cool. So I decided to experiment with this hat. There's a cowboy hat style called the 10-gallon hat, and I was trying to see what it would look like, and I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you like the 10-gallon hat? I dented it in a bit. I'm not sure if I like that though. I also added a brass star stud and a zebra headband. Let me know what you think. Here's another 10-gallon hat. This is in the style, my original style, the round style. And again, I'm not too sure about it. I think it'd look good on certain characters, maybe. Maybe a bad guy. I don't know. Let me know what you think. This is another round-styled hat. The glue got kind of messy up at the top. I like the cheetah headband. I thought it would turn out nice. I gotta find a way to finish up the brim. Although this one looks pretty clean, except for the glue on the crown of the hat. But that's not too bad. Now I'll show you a couple of my experimental hats, and you'll have to let me know what you think about them. took one of my cowboy hat style hats and cut it down to make this baseball looking hat. I'm not sure about it. What do you think? I think it'd look nice if the edge was finished, maybe. Maybe even add a headband like the cheetah, something like that. Let me know what you think. Here's another style baseball cap that I use the cowboy hat pattern to make. I think I like this one better than that other one. Although I might put a headband on it. Maybe it would look better with a headband. This is the oval style hat pattern I've been using. And this is the round donut type style that hat I've been using. Well, that's all I have. Let me know what you think about the my new hats. Do you like the 10 gallons? Any suggestions? I'd appreciate it.